really excited to welcome Akono to talk about acting tonight. A Memphis area native, Akono is a rising filmmaker with credits including Dolomite Is My Name, Euphoria, and the lead role in the upcoming Hallmark film Spring Breakthrough, directed by Mikkel T. Williamson. So I will let Akono take it from here, but thank you all so much for coming and enjoy.
Hello, hello. What's up, everybody? Oh, it's so nice to see everyone. Wow, this is so much fun already. I love it. Thank you so much. This is Eric. What's up? How y'all doing tonight, man? Good, good. Well, I want to say thank you all for coming out. This means. Oh, what's up, dude? this means so much to me. I mean, I'm just so happy, just like to be doing this in my hometown area-ish. So yeah, this means a lot. So. If you guys don't know me, so I'm born and raised in Mississippi. This has just been a big dream coming true to me. Just being into acting and just working on movies and TV shows. It's something that I used to think about when I was like 12, 13, 14 years young, just like being in my bed in Mississippi, just, thinking of like, wow, how cool it'd be, to be in movies and, in TV shows and being in New York and being in LA. And during those times, it was just a big pipe dream. I come from nothing entertainment-wise, come from a law enforcement and medical family, so to just be living out these dreams now, it really is just a big deal for me, and it's also a testament that dreams really do come true, and that's one thing I really want to teach tonight. I want everyone to really remember is that dreams actually really do come true. I think what we have to do is just make goals for ourselves and really just keep working towards them, forget the naysayers, even forget the doubt that's in your own mind. So if you don't remember anything from this whole event, just know that if you want to do something, just make a plan, guys, and it will come true if you're relentless with it and just be smart about it. Be really smart about it and just, make it come true. So, usually when I do things like this, I usually do have kind of a rubric, or I bring my notebook, but sometimes I kind of just free play it because I feel like the energy changes, the vibe changes. So, we're just gonna have some fun tonight. So, open this up. So the first thing that I wrote down is start being confident and honest with yourself and the world that's around you and the world that's inside of you. So how sometimes you're watching an actor in a movie or show, and who's your favorite actor? You and Brad or sure, yeah.
Joaquin Phoenix.
Hello. River Phoenix is my favorite actor, actually. That's awesome. So why is Joaquin Phoenix your favorite actor?
He disappears into the character.
Okay, great answer. He disappears into the character. So when I say you all, start having more confidence and being more honest with yourself and the world that's around you and that's inside of you. A lot of times, we're going through life and we feel like we gotta probably sometimes be a certain way, act a certain way. There's societal norms, there's all these things going on inside. But when you're an actor, the one thing that I learned in my classes and just in life in general is that to be who you really are. And what I mean by that is really look inside of your spirit, inside of your soul, and really ask yourself, who am I? Or what am I? I know you probably heard that question before too, but think about it. How do you wash dishes? How do you drink your water? Do you have any tics or quirks that not many people know about that you hide? What are some of your deepest thoughts that you don't tell people? What are the masks you wear? And all these things are really so important because these are the things that really separate you as an actor, as a filmmaker, as an influencer. Think of those things that maybe you're afraid of. Like for me, I'm super sensual, I'm super loving, and I'm also very outgoing, and I also have all these different personalities in me. And at first I used to be ashamed of that, afraid of that. But no, once I got into acting and started to own that, that's when everything changed for me. So I just want you all just to ask yourself, what is different about you? Like, really, what is different about you? And just create a career out of it, because that's what I did. So, I have a story about when I first moved to LA. So, a quick little story. I was in Mississippi, wanted to be an actor. And I first moved to New York at age 18, didn't go to college, I was modeling, and then I was in New York for 3 months, went back home, thought I would be home for 2 months, ended up staying for 2 years, went to college, medical school, and I'm like, you know what, I really don't want to be here, I really want to act. So I started acting. And I never really acted a day in my life, but I always knew, I studied human behavior, and I felt as though, wow, I think I will be really good at this. So I started working kind of right out the gate. Started auditioning, started booking roles. I mean, it took some time for that to happen, but once I started, I didn't stop. Then I did a show, and it got me noticed by a really great agency, which was my dream agency at the time. And they were my dream agency, and it was a big deal. And they told me, Akono, we would love to have you in Los Angeles. So I went to LA, I'm like 20, just turned 22. I was 21, I turned 22 while I was there. So I was quite young. I'm 29 now. And the biggest hurdle my biggest hurdle was that, me being from Mississippi, and me being in my neighborhood, I didn't always meet a lot of black guys who talk like me, a lot of black guys who walk like me, who thought like me. I mean, some of my friends would be like, hey, dude, you watched that new game last night? I'm like, hey, did you hear that new quantum physics theory? They're like, bro, who are you? What are you talking about? So that's kind of how I kind of always was. So when I moved to LA, I saw all these actors, mainly all these young black actors who I kind of looked up to, or they were working. I'm like, man, I want to start working more, because I was doing more student films and short films and things like that, but I wanted to be doing more high TV shows, big movies and things like that. So what I started to do was I started to change. Change isn't always a bad thing, but I started to change, and I started to try to walk like these dudes. I tried to, talk like them, try to be into the same stuff they're into. And the more I was doing it, the more I felt as though I kind of was dying inside. I thought I was being something, different, but it really wasn't my true reality. And at that time, wasn't really working on the stuff I wanted to be working on. My auditions, they were okay, but they weren't breathtaking. They weren't outrageously just amazing. They weren't as different. Until I discovered this actor named River Phoenix. River Phoenix, I won't go so much into him, but he was an actor that was really just so about the human experience. I have this thing where I believe that, we're spiritual beings having a human experience. Some of you may not believe that, some of you do. Not sure. But he really owned that, just in his subtleties and acting, the way he thought about acting. He didn't see it as a career, he saw it as a passion. He saw it as something that he realized he was destined to do, and his big brother apparently really wanted him to really go really heavy into it. So just how he operated in life, he generated on so much love and just so much passion and so much genuineness. And, in Hollywood, you can meet some genuine people, but I didn't really meet too many people there who were actually really genuine, I'll be honest. Not saying Hollywood is all like that, but I didn't. So once I started to watch this actor in movies and more and look at his interviews, I realized, wow, if this guy was alive, I think he'd be my best friend. And at that time, I was spending a lot of alone time to myself. I had a studio apartment out in North Hollywood, California. And just by seeing him, someone who was just so, my mom tells me not to use this word weird, but he was just so an individual, such an individual. And I thought to myself, Akono, why don't you just stop trying to be this actor that you think people want you to be based off your skin color and how you look, or why don't you just be yourself? And then I did. And my first movie I did was Dolomite's My Name, that Craig Brewer picked me to be in. And apparently, obviously I did not know Craig. We had no idea we were both from the Memphis and Mississippi area at all. So, but yeah, I think that's just a pretty cool, inspiring story, because I feel like I've met a lot of people, not just actors, but people feel as though we have to go by these societal norms. We have to be what we think is cool, what we think is right. But I want you all to just learn this today, or just hear me out. Just be true. Be who you are. Whether you're an actor, pharmacist, a janitor, whatever it is, I think life is going to be a bit more fun. I feel like if you are an actor, actors like that are so much fun to work with because you're a bit more, you're a bit more flexible.